All right. United Airlines. Flying. It is flying, no pun intended here. Okay, earnings after the close today. Let me put up a chart here. Okay, and obviously major support way down below, right? Way down below here. You've got the 50 and the 200 day that converged right here, right around 85 or so. And then what's really interesting here, if you look right here, so back here in October, and then again here March, and then again here May, and then actually again just a few weeks ago, this had been some really big resistance. Yeah, we broke through here this one time right in December and fell right back. But then we came right there again, fell off, came right there again, fell off, came right there again, fell off a little, and now we broke through. Okay, very bullish here. Obviously, an earnings report can, change that around. But in terms of a trend, in terms of looking at where this thing might go, any sort of momentum behind it, very bullish. Certainly looks like it wants to make a run back up at these highs that we saw back in December. Okay, so let's look to see what the market is anticipating here. And of course, just as I started talking, the stock rallied just 50 cents right now. What is the expected move here in United? Good. I'm right on board with you guys. Real easy one to figure out here, right at the 93 strike. So right around $4.20, $4.25. Okay? Well, do you think it's any coincidence, actually, that if that move is to the upside, that puts us at those highs we were just looking at? Okay, let's get this on the whiteboard here. Stock is 93, and expected move is about 4.25, which gives us a range of $88.75 up to $97.25. Okay, let me bring back the chart here for a moment. And what we had looked at before here said that there was obviously a lot of support here right around the 50 and 200 day, excuse me, right around 85.5. But this area that had been resistance here, right around 90, is going to now act as really good support. So there should be some support around 90, and I see this thing, if there's any sort of decent earnings, guidance, this, that, and the other, this thing is absolutely going back towards the top here. Okay. So, really good support around 90, which was prior resistance. I don't think that United has as many in their fleet as American does. Southwest has the most, but United has the least of all of those. In fact, I'm looking at it right now. They only have 14. So I don't think that really plays into this earnings report whatsoever, quite frankly. Okay, minimal amount of 737 MAX in fleet. Let's put that up there. Okay, so if we like the upside, which I do, okay, we look at a couple things. We can look at just a regular vertical spread, right? Keep it nice and simple. We can look at a calendar spread. You know, it all really comes down to volatility here. What's going on? So vol is, you know, it's kind of in the middle. It's certainly not real extended going into earnings here, which may be a really good opportunity if vol on the forward-looking expirations is not real expensive. Maybe a really good opportunity for an upside calendar spread. But if we're targeting 97, okay, let's take a look what we have. Now, this is going to be really, really difficult in terms of any strikes this week because there are no strikes between 95 and 100. Surprising, actually, that there's no 97.5 strikes this week, but there aren't. Okay, so if we're going to look at a straight vertical spread, yeah, we could look at a 95-100 of this week, but it's not really fair to say, okay, that's $1, which gives us 4-to-1 reward to risk, right? That's not really fair because the expected move is only up to about 97.5, not 100. So that's not really a fair, true comparison there. So let's go out to next week. And unbelievably, again, there's still not strikes there between 96 and 100. At least we have the 96s next week. This is going to make this pretty tough here. Okay, let's go a little further out. August 2nd, no. August 9th, no. Now, we do have them out to regular August expiration. We do have 97.5 strike options. But what would we hedge that with up front here? I mean, we could get really, really bullish and do something like this, selling next week's 100 call. And then buying the 97.5 going out to regular August expiration. Okay, that gives us a lot of upside delta. It's a diagonal spread. I don't know if I love that, but it is an opportunity there. Actually, not horrendous. Better than I thought it was going to be. Definitely better than I thought it was going to be. How is their fuel hedge? I'm not sure about United. I know American actually does not hedge their fuel. I don't know what United's policy is. I can take a look at that. But unbelievably, American does not hedge their fuel. Okay, so this spread is actually not too bad here, given the strikes that we have to work with. You know what? I'm going to put this out, guys. We don't have to rush in right here. I'm hoping that United is actually going to come back in a little bit. It was just trading about 92.75 or so when we actually started the conversation. So this spread right now is trading about $1.05. I'd love to buy this thing for 95 cents or so, which would mean, the stock probably has to come back into about 92.5. But that's the spread I'm going to put out there, guys. I really like the upside here. Let me put on the note board here, on the whiteboard. Strikes are difficult because nothing really between 95 and 100. So looking for a diagonal going out to August expiration. Any questions here on United, guys? I mean, again, I'm not trying to overcomplicate things. Makes it a little bit more difficult with the strikes just because they're not the typical strikes we'd like to see. However, we can still find something that has really good reward to risk. Drew, sure. Were you following along at the beginning of the conversation? Point this out here real quick. Resistance, 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 resistance. Right around December, okay, we did break that, but it came right back down. Obviously, big support right here. Big support right here with the 50 and the 200 day. The fact, though, that this broke out, okay, and let me take this marking off here. So this area that was resistance here, okay, look what happened. After it broke out right here, the stock came back down. But what happened? It came back down to what used to be resistance there and now became support. And now on its way back up. That is really bullish. That is really, really bullish. And United, I wish you would stop going up right now. You're killing me. All right, let me get this signal out there. What pattern are you looking at, Russell, back to last July? What am I looking at here? You saying this breakout here after it was like here, 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 and then broke out? It is pretty similar. It is pretty similar to this, and then, a potential breakout. Got it. Yeah, makes a lot of sense. And if you look also a little bit further, Russell, and this is a really good point, you have all this massive volume, right? Well, you kind of have the same thing here. All this massive volume right at that inflection point, and then ready for a breakout. All right, let me get this signal out. Russell, nice job bringing that up. I want to give a shout out here to a couple people who are with us this morning. Cameron and Kishore, thank you very much for being here. Appreciate it. Are you talking about the volume or volatility, Pamela? Oh, the yellow goes all the way back to the date we're looking at here. So if I consolidate this, it's right to what the date on the bottom of the graph is. So this is all the way back to August of 18 on here. almost 2 years. Well, Todd, you must be logged into both rooms, because he's not sitting in my office. I can assure you that. All right, guys, let me get this signal out. All good, Todd. There's nothing bad with you, man. There is nothing bad with you. Andrew, I have no idea what you're talking about with CRM. We have not talked about CRM.